Hello, friends and family. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of different video. Just kind of letting you know a little bit about myself, and then what brought me to this point. Um, Most of you who already know me know when I was much younger I was quiet. I didn't have a whole lot to say, um, but most of you don't know why. I grew up being very self-conscious. I grew up in a time where one, women flocked to light skinned guys and the brown skinned man had no chance. But that was just the time that we grew up in. And both of my brothers were light, good hair, and here I am. Also, as well, I was mocked even worse because I was constantly being told that I would never amount to anything. And this was by my parents. So that all had an effect on me. And so I was scared to death to talk in front of people. I remember one time when we had a play, well, it was a skit for Black History Month where my wife and I had parts. And we had rehearsed the part. I knew that part backwards and forwards. But as soon as I stood up in front of everybody, I almost forgot everything that I had rehearsed. But thanks to my wife, I made it through. But it was because of my self-consciousness that I was that way. Um, and this kind of followed me through life. Now, I remember at one point, I had taken an apartment, a basement apartment, and it's kind of a low point there in my life. Uh, and on that particular day, my girlfriend at the time was supposed to pick me up from work. She didn't. And I called. She didn't come. So I ended up having to catch the bus home. I was angry, especially when I found out why she didn't come. She chose freebasing cocaine over me. So I was really down, really feeling down. And I prayed. Now, I had been blessed with many abilities. One of them was poetry. At one point, it was art, and I was blessed physically as far as sports were concerned. And I'd done this poem um, about our Heavenly Father and me as at that point as a Christian. And the pastor loved it. He wanted me to read it in front of the church. I was so self-conscious, I told him, no, you read it. But anyway, somehow or another, we got to the discussion that maybe my calling was ministry. And on that particular night, when I had to catch the bus home, once again at a very low point, I got on my knees and I prayed. And that thought could not get out of my mind what the minister had told me. And I asked Heavenly Father, I said, if I am supposed to end up in ministry, Give me a sign. I got up off my knees and I sit there for a little while. Then I got hungry. Well, I opened the door to go out to get myself something to eat. It was pouring down raining. I said, okay, I'll wait for a while. But I sit there, and it kept raining. I said, you know what? I'm just going to have to get soaked because I didn't have an umbrella. And as I stuck my foot out the door and started to walk, every step I took, the rain would recede. Now, it was starting to scare the heck out of me. But then I looked across the street. It was pouring down rain. But as I walked, each step I took, the rain would recede from that spot. And this went on for about a block and a half. Till it totally freaked me out, and I turned around and just ran back to the house. To be honest, I don't even remember whether or not I ever got anything to eat that night. But that was my answer. But because of all that was going on in my life, I tried, but I let myself get defeated because I talked with the minister and he suggested maybe I should go to school. I talked with other people because at the time I just didn't have the money to invest in school. But I kept getting shot down time after time. So finally it just went on the back burner and I just left my thoughts. And so I tried to be a very good Christian when I got into my 30s and 40s. But no matter how I tried, there was just something that just was holding me back and I couldn't understand. I felt like a duck out of water. I couldn't understand what was wrong. But I kept trying. And as I told you in one of my previous videos, I became an usher and I had my sights set on being a deacon, but there was still something wrong. And as I told you, I ran across those videos and the rest is history. So those of you who question my motives, I'm not trying to be a popular YouTube star or anything. But, someone asked me, well, my niece actually is the one who asked me, why do I make these videos? And my response was, somebody has to. And I was watching a video earlier of how do you know when you have a calling. And pretty much she said that some people just choose it as a thing to do, but others are chosen by the Most High. So I don't know where I would fit in there, but I'm positive that I was chosen by the Most High because I didn't find those things by accident. I was directed to them. Because I hate Facebook, I hate YouTube, but I was drawn to them for a reason. And the reason was to gain knowledge. I've often talked to y'all about the book Scattered But Not Lost, and I know not one of you went out and bought it. But that's the most important book that you will ever buy because it will direct you to the truth. We as black people claim we want to know our heritage. But when the white man tell you, you don't have a heritage, you're an African, we found you riding bareback on a zebra, you want to believe him. But you don't want to believe one of your own when they've taken the time and years to find the truth. Which kind of fits that because, someone once compared us to crabs in a barrel. When one gets up, the rest will pull them back down. But the truth of the matter is every possible thing in the Bible points to one people and one people only. Us. I see where in Exodus it says that they were in Egypt for 430 years. And a lot of you fall on that. But see, you can remove one simple word and change the meaning of everything. That one simple word was Canaan. In earlier Bibles, it was that they were in Canaan and Egypt for 430 years. But as I pointed out to you, even historians have pointed out, and you can go on YouTube and a lot of places, and it would tell you that they were only enslaved for 150 to 180 years. That doesn't even slightly add up to 430 years. But, once again, you remove one word. Now, I had a Jehovah's Witness come into my store one day, and we started talking about the Bible. And she made a statement to me. Our Heavenly Father would not let them touch that Bible or change one word. So, yes, He would. Why? It's part of our punishment. You see, because of our ancestors, we were put on the 400-year curse. And that we would serve them. And what more poetic justice is to use the very book that was written about us to enslave us. Now, earlier today, I sent out a video to many of you about this gentleman who was tell me one thing in the Bible that's not true. One fact in the Bible that's not true. And the word Lucifer. Now the video tells you how they came up with the name Lucifer. It was a bishop's name. Saint Lucifer. They used his name because he was an arch-rival of the person who was translating the Bible. And they used this name for the fallen angel. Now, if you can't trust them to tell you the true name of the fallen angel, what makes you think that you can trust them to tell you the name of the Savior or the name of the Heavenly Father? You can't. Because, simply put, they're the ones who were put here to punish us. And I pointed out to you who they are through Joshua 2:26. They're the descendants of Lamech of Cain. Through Namar. The more I try to point out the truth to you guys, the less you're willing to learn on your own. I can't do this for you because Heavenly Father told you, those who reject knowledge, I will reject. Are you going to be one of the ones to be rejected? Or are you going to be one of the ones to take the time to seek knowledge, to pull yourself out of the mess that we've gotten ourselves into, and to follow him in the way he wanted you to follow? It's your choice. I can't do it for you. Thank you for watching. May the Most High bless and watch over you and keep you safe.